Hello, everyone. Hello.
You want to scoot this way a little? We should have done this beforehand.
Okay,
Hello.
There we go. Now we're centered. Oh, sorry. We need to go a little bit further. A little bit more. Keep going. Keep going.
See what she does here.
Okay, I took a caffeine pill, so I got energy.
You're all about pills today, aren't you?
I'm all about pills today. Okay, today we were talking about GLP-1s, semaglutides, and Mike and I's experience with them. So yes, we did decide to try it. Now, my reason for trying it is slightly different than Mike's. I did want to lose weight, and that's one of the reasons why I tried it. But I noticed when I was doing my research that the semaglutides also help bring down inflammation. And I have fibromyalgia, and one of the things that they say is really big is your inflammation. So I was like, well, wait a minute. This could be, for me, I could lose weight and my inflammation would come down and the world will be happy again. So I was like, this is great. Now, my doctor wanted me to take this 3 years ago. She wanted me to start trying this. And I was like, nah, I don't want to take any weight loss drugs. So I put it off. And so then I saw a few videos where a gal in England, she lost 40 pounds in 10 weeks. And she's like, this is great. She's a doctor. And she's like, this is great. And I haven't had these problems and all this. So I looked into all of the problems, all the side effects of GLP-1s. And after looking at everything, I realized, wait a minute, a lot of this is just from normal weight loss. So the gaunt look is the big one that everyone keeps talking about, that everyone just, looks really emaciated and all that. Well, anyone who loses weight looks that way. Sorry, but fat adds fluffiness so that your wrinkles are filled in and your skin is smoother when you have extra fat. So I was like, well, no matter what happens, you're going to look gaunt. So I wasn't really concerned about that. The other thing was losing all of the muscle. Oh, you're going to lose all this muscle and it's just going to completely make you, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Anyway, where you lose all of your muscle and you just don't have any muscle anymore. So when I looked into that, it's because people aren't eating enough protein and they're not exercising with weights to keep their muscle built up. So I was like, okay, that's no big deal. I'll just make sure I eat protein and do weight-bearing exercises. So 12 weeks ago, we decided to go ahead and try it. Mike's like, well, shoot, I'm going to go ahead and try it too and see if it will help me.
Well, I was already trying to do some weight loss stuff and I've been having some trouble with it, just for a variety of reasons. And when her doctor suggested she try it, I thought, maybe I'll try that too.
So we went to our doctor or nurse practitioner. We go to a nurse practitioner here. And yes, Michelle, it's a shot in your stomach. It's not bad at all. It just literally feels like a pinch. It doesn't hurt or anything. And even with my fibromyalgia, it didn't hurt.
It's a really small needle, so you almost don't feel it at all.
Yeah, you really almost don't. So, atrophy. That's what I was trying to think of the word for the muscle, atrophy. Thank you. And so we tried it. And I took it 3 weeks and Mike took it 12 weeks. So here's what happened. I took it and the first day, I was like, holy cow, I am tired. They were like, yeah, that's going to happen. So just hold on and it'll start getting better. And then I was like, oh, kind of nauseated. So yeah, I didn't eat very much food. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm not eating. That's what I need. I eat a lot because I just have no energy. So I crave carbs and those kinds of things to get me some energy. Well, after 3 weeks, I had lost 4 pounds, but I was so extraordinarily exhausted. I literally couldn't function. I was just sitting all day long. Thankfully, it's not garden season, or I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I decided to go ahead and go off. It is our nurse practitioner gets a compounded GLP-1 semaglutide from the compounding pharmacy. So we took a compound and not the name brands. We started off, it was $20. And then it goes, as she gives you more, it goes up to $30 and $40. Kayla, wouldn't that look come if you lose it quickly only? It comes, I think it comes with anybody who loses a lot of weight, because every single person where I've seen before and after pictures, with the exception of just a few, they look 10 years older after losing weight than the before pictures. Now, it might be healthy for them and that's great, but they definitely look 10 years older. But so if you're going for the youthful look, you're not going to get the youthful look if you're over 50 and in your 50s and 60s going on this.
But I do think if you lose it really fast, you get a lot more of that. Like you would still have, more wrinkles and stuff if you lost a lot of weight. But I think if you lost it really fast, it would be worse.
Why?
Well, because your body does, if you're working out and stuff, your body does kind of tighten a little bit, not a lot, but it does some if you lose on a normal pace.
Okay. Well, I think every person I've ever looked at who's lost weight or a significant amount has looked gaunt. So that is something that I just always noticed. Now, also, the other reason why I was taking it was because I am predisposed to diabetes. I've got the genetic markers. I had it when I was pregnant. My doctors told me I had to take a time bomb. I know that. And no, I'm not drinking. I'm drinking a diet soda. Just go ahead and comment. It'll help my video. But those are the reasons why I took it. Now, for Mike, and then, so the being tired, I could deal with the nausea, but the being tired was the worst part for me. I just could not function because I was just so tired. So Mike decided to take it, and I'll let you tell his story after we let you know. And yes, I see the irony in this. I see it. I get it. And go ahead and comment anyway, because it helps my videos. But our Dying on a Diet cookbooks, guys, if you want to lose weight,
just don't eat too much.
Don't eat so much. Volume 1 and Volume 2 are on sale right now, 50% off if you buy the set, or if you want to buy the 3-book set and add our gluten-free, dairy-free in there. It is also 50% off. Otherwise, 40% off for a Mother's Day sale, guys. We only have this sale twice a year for Mother's Day and Black Friday, or unless we have a crisis.
Yeah.
Or are moving. But go grab those easy recipes, get you in and out of the kitchen quick. They're not diet books. But frankly, if you just stop filling your mouth with so much food, you will lose, most people will lose weight. I'm not losing weight without stuffing my face with so much food, because before you get to your story, let me just finish mine real quick, I guess. I have for 6 weeks been on paleo, where it's just meat, vegetables, and berries is all I've been eating for 6 weeks. And I've lost 2 pounds. Yeah. I'm like, seriously? Yeah. So I am not sitting here. All I'm having is fish tacos, fish, cabbage, and some grain-free tortillas, and then blueberries. That's literally all I've been eating for 6 weeks. And then I had a few almonds here and there, but I've cut those out now. So to say that I'm frustrated, I totally get it when people say, oh, I'm trying and I just can't lose weight, so I want to try this weight loss drug. I don't blame you at all. And I mean, that's fine if that's what you need to do to help you do that. And I will say that every time the doctors put me on different medications to help my CFS and fibromyalgia, and one of the side effects is that it's an upper and it boosts your metabolism, that's when I lose weight. That's the only time I've lost weight, is when I'm on the antidepressants or the painkillers or the uppers to help give me some energy. So I don't know what's wrong with me. Yes, I am exercising. Yes, I am only eating about 1,700 calories a day. And I'm eating those 4 things and that's it. So, I totally understand. Now, and Elizabeth says, how do you feel on the paleo diet? I don't feel any better. Everyone keeps telling me go off the sugar and all this. I haven't had sugar for 6 weeks. I haven't had any carbs for 6 weeks. Well, one day I caved because we were on our vacation and I ran out of my food that I had taken and I just couldn't figure out what to eat. I think I had what did I have? Oh yeah, I had gluten-free pasta at Olive Garden.
Oh, that's right.
So I had that. But I don't feel any better at the moment. So I am pretty frustrated, to say the least. So yeah. Anyway, all right.
Well,
so
it's funny,
what's your story, dear?
Well, it's funny because I'm not pretty frustrated at the moment. I just thought it would be a good tool to help what I was already trying to do. I just have to laugh because La Demoiselle said at the beginning, obviously didn't work. And I was like, ouch. I know you're probably looking at the thumbnail picture of Tara looking like. So
how was your experience with it?
Well, first of all, I was already trying to lose weight, and I go in the past, I've kind of had to sort of psych myself into the weight loss momentum. And then once I do, I'm fine. But I had been having trouble with that because I tend to eat for, like, if I'm tired or not feeling good or stressed or whatever, that's a lot. I mean, tired and not feeling good has been a lot of that. And there was something else. Oh yeah, because we do a lot of the shows with food. And we had this thing about not wanting to throw it away. Since we didn't throw it away, I tended to eat it more. So it was kind of a combination of all those things. And I was thinking, I just need to get myself back on the track. I've done it before and I knew kind of how, but I had tried it for a little bit and I was not having great success. So when Tara's doctor suggested that to her, I thought, well, I've never taken any kind of diet supplement ever. And I thought, from what I hear about it, it might help.
And there's a lot of good reviews on it.
Yeah. And Tara had told me.
We did our research before. We really did a lot of research.
And Tara told me some story. Well, and Tara told me some stories about other people that she had heard from who were saying they had great results. So I thought, I'll go ahead and try this. So I tried it. And it is an injection that they give you once a week. Well, okay, ours was the doctor gave it to us. I think if you get the name brand, you might. There are various ways that you can actually inject it yourself, but I think it can cause some people don't put the right amount in. So anyway, so we had the doctor do that part. And at first I was thinking, wow, I really did have a desire to eat less. I noticed within a couple of days, I just didn't want to eat so much. And one thing I realized, a friend of mine was saying this, you go and you get a plate of spaghetti or whatever, and you're like, wow, that was good. And then you go back and you get a half a more plate of spaghetti. And that's the problem. And what I noticed is Tara it wasn't spaghetti. I'm just using that as an example, but Tara would make dinner for the family. And I started realizing, man, I can only eat half of this. And so I would just eat half of it and be done. But I had trouble from the beginning where I had certain side effects that were bothering me fairly regularly. Nausea, I absolutely hate nausea. And I was having nausea every other day, probably, would you say?
I don't know. All I know is I just want you to stop your griping.
And then I hate to say this on a public show, but
were you having pooping problems, dear?
That's one of the side effects that they say, and it's true, or at least it was true in my case, and it made me feel kind of yucky all the time. So I was constantly trying to manage that, and the doctor was saying, "Well, eat some more fiber, and occasionally, if you have a really big problem, take some Miralax or something like that." And so I was just battling that a lot. Something that she was trying to help me with some of the symptoms, because I had the constipation and the nausea. Those are the ones that really bothered me the most. But I noticed I don't generally get headaches, and I had headaches a lot. But I would have these days where, like, one day I'd feel great, and then 2 or 3 days I wouldn't feel great, and then another day I'd feel great. And so
we started noticing it was on the days you got the shot and the day after.
And I went to the doctor and talked to her. She also said, though, other people have said things like this, but she said, eat more protein. And she kind of gave me an idea for like a Mediterranean type diet, which I didn't. I have to confess, I didn't stay in that lane very well. But she was saying things like eating more protein helps you with she told me it was supposed to help you with not having the muscle loss and going and working out a lot. And I already go to the gym with Jack every single day, and almost every single day. And so the gym part isn't a problem, but she was just saying eat more protein to make sure, you don't have the muscle loss. And she also said eat small meals. If you eat too much at a time, it'll cause those symptoms, the side effects that I was having. And sometimes that might have been the case. But at the beginning, I didn't have the desire to eat more than half of my meal. And so I just started putting the other half in a container and eating it for lunch the next day. But as time went on, I just kept having problems with those side effects. And the doctor tried to help me with a lot of other things, with a lot of suggestions for things like, again, smaller meals, certain kinds of food. She was saying maybe eat some of this. She did suggest at one point that you could get the injection twice a week, like part of the dose, spreading it out more so that it would not have the problem. Because as Tara mentioned, I did notice the day I got the injection or the day after tended to be the worst. But a lot of times, like if my system would just stop working and I'd get kind of, what's the word? Oh, constipated. It would just not.
Pooping problems, dear. It's pooping problems.
It would take me 2 or 3 days to kind of get everything going again. And then I'd feel kind of better. But it was a constant battle. And I did lose about 10 pounds over the first 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And then after that, I stopped losing, and I kind of lost she said that the medicine was supposed to help cut the food noise. So when in the background, you're just thinking about food a lot. And after the first few weeks, that seemed to have passed. So if I was feeling stressed or tired or whatever, that food noise was there again. So I was eating more. So one thing I would say about this is you can't look at this, because I have a friend he's looking at his as kind of a magic bullet and a magic pill that would, he just takes it and then he loses. But the truth is, I think if you're going to be successful at it, you have to take it, but also be trying to do the disciplined things that you would normally do on a diet.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't just eat anything you want. And I wasn't, but I wasn't eating precisely the kind of diet I think my doctor would have preferred. But in any case, we tried different things. She was not wanting to up the dose past a certain point because I was just having the side effects badly. There's a point where I was feeling kind of bad, and I thought, I've really felt bad more days than good. And I just had a general sense of all the time that I hadn't really thought about. It wasn't really bad, but it was enough that I realized I'm not really enjoying life. So I told her, I think I'm going to go off of this. So what she ended up doing was taking me down a half dose for a little bit and letting me see how that worked out. But I was thinking, at this point, I had gained a little bit of the weight back. And I was thinking, okay, so I've lost like 6 pounds total, and now I'm not losing any more. It was 10 pounds, and then it kind of came back to 6. And so
you didn't lose any weight for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, the last part, I wasn't really losing anything, and I was feeling bad almost all the time. The other thing is I have a dry eye problem that the doctors were trying to help me with for more than a year, and ultimately we couldn't figure out a solution for it. And I noticed my eyes were feeling really, really bad through that. And I was wondering, I looked, and one of the side effects that I had seen that's not real common, but some people have it, is dry eye. And I thought, well, I'm already having a problem with dry eye, so is this going to be making it worse? So ultimately, I decided to go off of it, and I'm planning to go back to kind of what I had been trying to do before, which for me, what's been successful in the past has been to try to eat the same thing every day for lunch, and then eat a reasonable amount of what Tara makes at dinner on days that she makes it. And then keep track of, like, write down every single thing and count the calories all the time. That's worked for me great in the past. If I basically shoot for like 1,500 to 1,800 calories, then I lose weight really well. So it's mainly the blind eating, to just walking around and I'm not feeling that great. And, oh, here's a cookie on the table. So I'm just going to pick it up and eat it.
And I'm a snacker.
So for us, it didn't really work the way we had hoped. I kind of had a higher hope for it, but I wasn't expecting it to be a miracle thing where you just take it and you lose weight for doing nothing else. I knew that you had to actually go through the motions to do the diet type plan. And I think that's probably a mistake a lot of people make. But I'm curious, for some of you who say you've had good success with it, were you also combining it with being very conscious of the kind of diet plan like you normally would, or did you just eat anything you felt like eating and you just didn't feel like eating? Because I'm curious on that. Now, I would say we took the semaglutide. The doctor told me a couple of options she said that we could do, that I could do to try to get past the side effects that I didn't try. One of those options was split dosing. So taking half of it at one point in the week, and then halfway through the week, taking another half. And I thought about doing that, but I just realized I'm not losing that much and I'm not feeling that great. And I think I can just do this without the drug. And so the other thing that she suggested is that the tirzepatide, which some other people take, that's the one I forgot that's the Mounjaro and couple of other things. That the tirzepatide, she told me, tends to have less side effects for people and is more effective for them. I did not actually try it.
Is that the one that's $1,200 a month?
She did say it's a lot more expensive. I didn't hear how much, but I don't know. I think there's a point where I just wasn't feeling that great. And I thought, I think I'm just going to back off of this for now and try to do it without meds again. Because the thing is, for me, I've noticed a lot of times when I take meds for different kinds of things that aren't, a normal sickness or a headache, I tend to have bad results from a lot of those meds anyway. So I thought I might as well just go off of it and try something different. So that's pretty much what I did. Did I leave something out?
I think so.
Yeah.
So that's our experience with GLP-1s, semaglutides, in our shots. I know a lot of people have had a really good success. I have personally been eating nothing but fish, grain-free tortillas, and cabbage and blueberries for 6 weeks now. Mike has been eating less.
Too much.
But apparently still too much.
Well,
so
yeah.
I am definitely watching, because I was trying to do this to feel better. But that is our experience with it. So yeah, all right. Put your comments and questions, guys. Go check out our Mother's Day sale right now, livingonadime.com. This is volume 1 and this is volume 2. If you buy the set, it's 50% off. Or if you buy the 3-book set with our gluten-free, dairy-free edition, it is 50% off, 40% off the individual books. If you want just one, start with volume 1 here. It Has all your basic recipes to help you save money on your grocery bills. Recipes your family will love to get you in and out of the kitchen quick, so you aren't spending a lot of time. All right, well, Mike's getting me the questions and comments. Elizabeth says, Tara, have you tried intermittent fasting? Yeah, I mean, that's what I pretty much do anyway. I eat my blueberries so I just have my fish. I have 2 fish tacos 3 times a day. And then I might have an apple. I forgot my apple. I might have an apple as a snack if I'm just really want something different. And then I'll have blueberries about 6 or 7 at night. And then I won't eat breakfast until 8 to 10 or so in the morning. 10 or like today, I didn't even eat till 11:30, almost noon actually by the time I got it fixed. So yeah, intermittent fasting, but I don't know. So
do you want me to send you some of these?
Sure. Becky says she has volume 1. Her daughter is getting her volume 2 for Mother's Day. She says, excuse me. Becky says, this is the best cookbook I have ever owned. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you.
Yeah, you can go from having a giant bookshelf full of books to just having this much space, because that's about how much our 3 books take. So.
There you go. All right. And Omalanta says, that scares me. I did see a recipe for natural Ozempic. Yeah, it's just supplements is what it is. And basically it's fasting and just eating meat is what they say. Patricia, live 2 nights in a row. Yes, we're attempting to go live every night for our Mother's Day sale. We're not going to be doing it on the weekends, but yeah, we are trying to do that. Janet, I was on it for diabetes and I lost 60 pounds, but after a year I had issues. The doctor took me off. Denise says my daughter's lost well over 100 pounds. That's great.
Oh, I forgot to mention, the doctor did say kind of one of the reasons it makes you feel nauseated and having constipation and stuff is that it slows your system down a lot. So if you eat the amount of food or even a regular normal amount of food, it can cause problems because your system just isn't taking it as fast. So just for what it's worth.
Just a second. Yeah. So anyway, just a second. Taking care of something here. Okay. Pink Pisces says, hello, Mike and Tara. You lovebirds are so cute together. Oh, aren't we so cute together?
Yes, we are.
Janet says, everyone has different side effects. Yeah. And I mean, just do your own research. I wasn't that worried about the side effects because I knew several of the things, that's just normal with weight loss. Like you will lose muscle mass if you're not exercise, just regularly losing weight. So anyway, Brittany says she was thrilled. She lost 43 pounds in September. Very good. Wanda is on Trulicity. Is that similar? I don't know. Is that one? I don't remember.
It says it's GLP-1, but I looked it up and it says it's GLP-1, but it's a different one.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard of. It's dulaglutide. And I think that's only used for diabetes treatment. I'm not sure. I don't think they use that for weight loss separate from diabetes, but I'm not totally sure.
Rochelle says, I've taken it for over a year. It's supposed to be a tool for weight loss. Tiredness comes from not eating enough protein or calories. Everyone is different, just like any nutritional plan. I think I will buy myself my own Mother's Day gift. Mel says, yes, get it on sale right now. This is 2 times a year, Mother's Day and Black Friday is when we have this sale. So that's great. Rochelle says, it's helped me so much with anxiety and blood sugar fluctuations. That's great. Kimberly says she's going to try Mediterranean. It's supposed to be healthy. Yep. My hard part is with all these diets is I can't eat dairy because it gives me migraines. And so when you're doing all these carnivore, paleo, Mediterranean things, and you can't have dairy on top of that, that really, I don't know. I'm extremely frustrated right now. But anyway, Starlight says she tried it for 3 weeks. She lost 5 pounds. Honestly, she doesn't think it's safe. Yeah, well, I mean, it just depends. So, this isn't a scientific analysis,
but I've noticed on certain drugs, I just feel bad. And I think my body's just telling me I don't like this. I just don't like this. And so that's where I realized, that's when I decided, even though I could try other things, I thought, I just think my body's saying I don't like this. So I'm not saying that's the problem with the drug necessarily, but it's definitely a problem with me and the drug.
Okay, let's see. Paula says she takes Ozempic for type 2 diabetes with good results, but no weight loss. Yeah. She was told 20 to 30% of people do not lose weight. That's very interesting.
Well, I noticed one of the side effects is weight gain. It does, not everybody has it, but it's a side effect that some people have apparently. So I was surprised to see that.
Jen says it's frustrating when you're doing everything you're supposed to do and the weight doesn't come off. Yeah. Denise, she's taking Ozempic, 25 milligrams. She lost 15 pounds. Very good.
Wow.
She said it did make her feel sick though. Julie said, eat a little bit every 2 hours, tree nuts, veggies, no corn, dry beans, potatoes, but it keeps you from high glucose, maybe is what is she saying?
We didn't ask her what the dosage was that we were on, did we?
Oh, I forgot. You can send me the next one. Naomi, your diet sounds like my diet. When I was pregnant, I also had GD, so had to watch what I eat now since I'm on metformin.
I was on the lowest dose, and then I lost weight, and I wasn't feeling terrible from the side effects. So then I went up to the next dose up, and that's when I started really having a lot of problems. But when I went back down, it didn't really help. So, but I can't remember how much that dose was.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Valley Badlands. What about a true carnivore diet? My nephew only eats meat, looks and feels great. Dr. Johnson Peterson. Yeah, or Jordan Peterson's on it. Yeah, it's Horse Bite. Yeah, he does. I went on carnivore two years ago, and I only ate meat, and I gained 10 pounds in a month.
But you said you realized you were eating.
But the thing, well, that's because they said just eat when you're hungry. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I gained 10 pounds in a month. That's this 10 pounds that I put on that I can't get off. And so I did try just pure carnivore. Now, the functional medicine doctor that I'm seeing now, she said, well, you could go on carnivore again, but she said calories matter. But what people don't understand is 1 pound of steak. So one steak is 1,200 calories for the day. And I was eating like 3 of those a day. So no wonder I gained weight. But I was just eating when I was hungry because I was hungry all the time. Everybody kept saying, oh, it's not going to help or it's not going to matter and all that. Your sugar cravings are going to go away. No, it didn't. Mom, somebody or another says my brother has diabetes and was prescribed Ozempic, and he is one of the small percentage of people that it doesn't help lose weight. So I figure I will have the same luck. Yeah. In the kitchen with Grandma Cece, my hubby's on it, and it isn't really helping type 2 diabetes. I'm trying to do intermittent fasting. There you go. Janet says because of the issue that she had after a year being on it, she was in the emergency room. Oh dear.
Well, and
she says it was affecting her kidneys. Yeah, be careful, please.
Yeah.
Becky, intermittent fasting is biblical. Yes, it is. Rochelle, you have to make sure you have enough water and fiber. We were.
That's Donna, one thing that she kept telling me all the time, though, is make sure you have enough water and fiber. And somebody else mentioned prunes. She said eat 2 prunes a day. I was taking a mild fiber supplement at morning and night, and then eating more fiber foods throughout the day. So
Donna says I felt completely nauseated all the time with Ozempic, but once I switched to Z-Bound, it went away. Interesting. And the thing is, for those of you here, so we don't have insurance. Well, I have insurance, but Mike and the kids don't. We just have a medical share plan. So we don't have prescription coverage for them.
And they don't cover things that are optional.
Yeah.
This would be optional. Although I would be a little surprised because you think that the weight would be unhealthy enough that it might cost more in medical bills. So, yeah.
Let's see. Angie, I've tried tirzepatide and it caused me to have breathing issues. Yeah, that's not good either. And Cindy, I've heard Zepbound is better if you have those side effects. And yeah, and I don't remember the dosage. You can say
That's what the doctor told me too. She said it's a lot more expensive. If you wanted to try it, it would work. And I guess the thing I was thinking is, I didn't ask her how expensive, but I was just thinking, I've been able to do this before without the drugs. It's just when I lose my focus and start just grabbing whatever's there that I run into the problem. Was the last one 3? Well, here's what this one's 3. So yeah.
All right.
More questions coming.
There we go. Have you tried castor oils on your eyelids? Jules wants to know.
I have, and unfortunately, it didn't help the problem. I'm not sure. The doctors suggested that maybe my eyes might be opening just a tiny bit, like where you can't see that they're open, but enough to dry out. So I had a humidifier that was working really well. I got this giant humidifier that just put massive amounts of humidity out on Amazon. It lasted 3 months and then died. So I hate to buy another one. But the thing is, when I had the humidifier, I would only wake up twice in the night with the dry eye thing. Right now, it's more like 5 or 6 times in the night, and it's really unpleasant. I have to put in, like, just flood it with drops constantly. There's all sorts of other stuff they tried for me, and it didn't really work. One of the doctors said there's a surgeon that can kind of like do some surgery to make it not open, but it sounds like it might damage something in your eyelids. I hate to do that. So
you might change nationalities, is what you're saying?
Well, it wasn't to pull it. It's just kind of tightening it a little bit. They said my eyelids are floppy, which isn't apparently related to my weight, but I'd hoped that if I lost some weight, it might help, but they said probably not. So floppy. Yeah, I'm like Gandalf. Just kidding.
Suzanne was wondering if it helped you with your fibromyalgia. It helped me a lot with mine. My joint pain was so much better. And after 3 months, all inflammation was completely gone. I had thought about actually going back on it on a smaller dose even, just to see if it would help my fibromyalgia. So I may try that again later to see. Right now, I'm on the diet. I'm still taking, I got 2 more months of antifungals to kill the fungus in my body, hopefully. And then I'm on this, ridiculous diet. So anyway, one is, I know I don't eat red. I have trouble cooking, so I'm thinking of Nutrisystem. Lisa, an app that I use, $39 a year, has worked great for me. It tracks trends and other topics. It's called Lose It. TJ in Georgia, was it not difficult to get an RX since neither of you are anywhere close to obese? Actually, we are.
Well, thank you for complimenting us.
Appreciate it, but we are actually obese.
So if I go to, I'm shocked because I've seen people at those weights and to me, they look incredibly skinny. But when I go to like the health fairs and stuff like that and put all this stuff down about body mass index and everything, they say you're 50 pounds overweight. I'm like, whoa. And honestly, I feel it when I like to hike with the kids and I'm pretty aggressive about it and can do it a lot better than a lot of people. But still, when I'm out there, I think, man, if I wasn't carrying this extra weight, how would that go? So we're overweight enough that it
qualifies.
Yeah.
And she said, do you think it's right for doctors to prescribe it so freely like that? Yeah, I have no problem with that. I think if you're a normal weight or 10 pounds overweight, no, you shouldn't be prescribing it like that. But we are. And I think if you've got 20 or 30 pounds or more to lose, I don't have a problem with that at all.
Well, and she asked all sorts of stuff about what we were doing and what we had tried and what we think is the problem with weight loss and this whole list of things. But I think it was the persistently still being overweight. That was the issue.
Patricia, what do you think about parasite cleanse? Well, if you have a parasite, go ahead and cleanse. I mean, it's fine. Rochelle, I think compound is definitely different than the actual name brand dose. It is slightly different, but it's still the same. It's still the same medications.
The one on the parasite cleanse thing, I mean, if you know you have one, or you're pretty sure, but there's like a one-time thing that's an actual medicine. But if it's a lot of natural stuff that you have to take for like 6 months or a year, I kind of don't think that would probably help you. Do you?
I don't think so, but I mean, my goodness, just eat diatomaceous earth for that matter. You
Well,
could just
that-
eat some of that.
That would actually do it.
And that's only like $10 at the grocery store, or I mean, at the hardware store. Just get food grade diatomaceous earth. It'll kill the parasites if you have them. Rochelle says it's definitely not a magic pill. Yep. Valerie says our cookbooks have helped her tremendously. Thank you so much. Yeah, our Mother's Day sale is happening right now. So grab it 50% off for the sets. That's our volume 1 and 2. And then this is our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. Easy recipes get you in and out of the kitchen quick that your family will love. Sarah says it's day 9 for me of no soda and I'm down 2 pounds. Yeah, this is probably the 4th or 5th soda I've had in a year, just to put it in perspective. So just so you guys know, I don't drink soda. I'm not drinking a bunch of juice. I'm not drinking a bunch of coffee with creamer, stuff like that. So I am definitely not drinking my calories. Glenda lost the most on keto, and now she's carnivore, which is supposed to help with inflammation. Yes, it is. Crazy Days says, I have 2 friends, one male and one female, that both gained using it. Oh, my goodness. Steve says Mounjaro was $700 a month. Told the doctor no way. TJ in Georgia also says, I'm 53 and have never taken an RX other than occasional antibiotic. If I have health problems, I plan on addressing it naturally. Well, I mean, to a point, that's fine. But I don't think everything should be addressed naturally by any stretch of the imagination. That's why God gave us brains and gave us doctors. You can do the next one. And I know people who have gone all natural, and if it works for you, that's fine. But I know a lot of people who have done the whole natural thing, and like with cancer, they did the whole natural thing and they ended up dying. I know 2 women, 2 YouTubers specifically, that died in their 30s from cancer very quickly. So while natural can be good for some things, it's not good for everything.
I do think the spirit of what you're saying, though, like a lot
I understand
of people
it's
just
not
take
going
too
on,
many
yeah,
medicines
it's
for
not
things.
going on everything all the
Because
time.
one thing, when I mentioned that about other medicines, is that I've had doctors give me different things over the years, and I realized, wait, the side effects are worse than the problem I had. And consistently, that's been the case with me with a lot of medicines. So I tend to not want to take them. And like on this one, I wouldn't normally have taken it, but it was just the right moment where I had been super struggling with the plan that had worked for me in the past. And the doctor suggested it. And I thought, well, okay, I'll try it and see what happens. But
if you guys are liking our shows, could you please give us a thumbs up? That lets YouTube know that you like us and puts us out to more people.
But it's funny because Tara's grandmother almost has never taken any medicines. And
she's going to be 97 this weekend.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying nobody should take anything, but I tend to think that we should be thoughtful of, we're taking it and it's changing something in our system that we hope is going to be a good thing, but it also might change other things that are not going to be good things. So you got to keep that in mind with any medicines.
Sheila, I'm diabetic and was on Ozempic for years. Not much results taking it for lowering my A1C, but the doctor switched me to Mounjaro and I lost 56 pounds. Wow, that's great. Glenda, sugar and corn syrup and cornstarch seem to be in everything. Yes. Rochelle, I've lost over 70 pounds. Very good. She said she switched from Zepbound to Wegovy. She's blessed that insurance pays for it. I don't know. My insurance might pay for something different for me to try. So I don't know.
We'll see. Zepbound is the tirzepatide, and that one is supposed to be a lot easier on your system, I guess. But also, again, very expensive. So.
Crazy Cries, my favorite internet. Oh, we're her favorite internet family. She's missed us.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. Lisa says, I take Mounjaro, but recently figured out that I have diabetes insipidus and not diabetes mellitus.
Mellitus is like
What? I've never
that's
heard
the
of those.
one you get. I think it's what you get when you're older. When you're, I think it's more weight related or something, age or something like that. It's not the one that you get when you're like a kid that you need injections for. Yeah.
So she's not type 1 versus type 2?
I think that might be. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar enough with diabetes to know what the insipidus is.
Sandra says she wound up with thyroid issues from them. Yeah, that's not good. Now she's having to have surgery. Neely is happy that we are doing a live. Jen says to lose weight, it's recommended 1,200 calories. Well, it just depends on how fast you want to lose it. But 12 to 1,500 calories. Yeah, I was eating 1,500 to 1,600 calories, but it's still way lower than what I was eating, so I should be losing more. Might as well just go out and eat grass at this point. Cheryl. She's not getting notifications for some reason. Make sure that you're subscribed with the little bell thingy. That should send you notifications, but YouTube is YouTube, so I don't know. Jennifer says the blood type diet is the only thing that helped her lose weight and keep it off. She has more energies, less weight. Yeah, I don't know what my blood type is. I need to go see if I can find the paper. We had all our blood types written down for everybody, and now I don't know where I put that paper. Dewana says it is just like winter here. There was snow yesterday, 2 hours away. And here it's cold, windy, rainy in northern BC. I'm spending my 64th in bed with my Cocker Spaniel and weighted back blanket. Well, happy birthday!
Yes, happy birthday.
Yes, we had snow rain yesterday here, and today it was beautiful. Kimberly says there are some side effects to all of this. Read carefully. Yep. Barbara says, could the headaches be caused by dehydration? With constipation, your body was removing fluid from your colon, leading to me to think dehydration. Maybe for Mike, I've had a permanent headache for 40, not quite 40 years, probably 30, 35, 38 years. So for me, it's not, but maybe
for me, it might have been part of the issue on that. That's true. Because headaches are not real common for me. So when I experience them for something like that, I know it's a problem. I did notice when hiking, when hiking last year, I had this horrible, it was like a Charlie horse in my upper thigh. And man, it really hurt bad. And I couldn't figure out. It happened a couple times, and it was like going to the hospital kind of pain. And I found out that was loss of electrolytes and probably some dehydration. So on the hikes, I've been trying to really up all that for that reason. I didn't know, but I tend to not drink on the hike unless I think about it, because I figure if I'm thirsty, I'll think about it. But apparently that's not always true.
Yeah. Okay, can you send me the next one? Kimberly says it's meatloaf night. Yes, we have a meatloaf in volume 1 and volume 2, and they are both absolutely delicious. If you want to see me making meatloaf, you can go over to my other channel, Super Easy Recipes, and I made the meatloaf on there. Chrissy says I was diagnosed with gastroenteritis, and one of the first questions was they were asked if I was on a weight loss drug. Yeah. Oops. I had a friend that had that problem also. Gastroparesis, I think is how, I can't remember how she says it.
Just a second.
But
we've already gone through 8. Oh, that was yesterday.
Let's see. I was on 4, so 5. Okay, let's see. I was on 5.
What email am I sending it to you from?
Editor. Well, I don't know what email you're sending it from, but
I can't figure. I have a.
You're sending it from.
Yeah, let me just look at it. Don't say it.
I'm not.
Okay, that one. Okay, gotcha. Why is it not? Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to mark the break point between that and the other one. So.
Donna says she loves our cookbooks. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate that. Nancy says, by the time you're thirsty, it means you're already somewhat dehydrated. Maybe. Barbara,
this is
incipient isn't high blood sugar. It has to do with the hormone, vasopressin, LT, increased urine and thirst. Okay, I have no idea what that means, but maybe somebody else does.
Okay, more questions coming at you, dear.
Okay. Let's see. Jennifer, your metabolism gets damaged with yo-yo dieting. Eating more while increasing exercise will help you repair and raise it.
Eating more?
Yeah.
And increasing exercise?
Well, they do say that some people don't eat enough, but Crystal says my favorite. Oh, Crystal missed us too, and we're her favorite internet family.
Oh, thanks, Crystal.
And she's missed us. Katie, have you tried low-dose naltrexone LDN? I have, and I was actually trying to decide if I should go back on it and try it again. I tried it once in 2020 and 2021. Then I went off of it because I couldn't find a doctor to prescribe it. And then I finally found a doctor to prescribe it here at our new house. Well, what happened was she just started me on the high dose instead of titrating me up. So because I was having some pretty bad side effects. So I thought about trying again and starting low and going high again. So I don't know. I hate to do too many things at once, but at this point, I'm like, just dig a hole and put me in the grave right now. I'm done. So I don't know how much to keep pushing and trying, but anyway, yeah. All right, let's see. Pink Pisces says, I have 1 and 2 and don't know anyone with our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. And she has our planner and our price book. Yeah, our price books are on sale too. Oops, where's the new? Do we not have the new version in here?
I don't know.
Yeah, if you want our price books, well, it's not spiral, it's stapled, so don't look at the spiral. But if you guys want to keep prices of keep track of grocery prices, this is our price book that is also on sale right now. And what you do is you put the store up here, and then you on the food you put your lowest price in pencil, and then just change it as your store has lower prices. Then you know what your rock bottom price is to stock up. So it's not spiral anymore, it's stapled, but this is our price book for you guys who want to save more on your grocery bills. Matthew, I have been on Zepbound for 25 pounds in 6 weeks. Great.
That's awesome.
Struggle is eating when he's not hungry. Oh yeah, I totally get it. I eat just to try and give me energy, or I'm bored. I just eat because I just like food. Yeah.
Well, I like the food, but if I'm tired is the biggest one for me. If I'm just tired, I eat more. But stress too. Or actually what's weird is negative stress, and also like a big breakthrough of, woo, this is awesome. I just got through with some really hard thing that I accomplished, and now I'm going to go eat something.
Yeah.
But I learned, for me in the past, I actually had a spreadsheet where I knew I needed to eat 1,800 calories or less a day. And I calculated this spreadsheet and predicted it based on time, like how long it would take me to lose the amount of weight I wanted to lose. And when I see something like that, my brain works in a competitive way where I was thinking, how can I beat the spreadsheet? So then I was eating, it was 1,800 pounds on the spreadsheet, but I was eating about 1,500. And then
1,800 pounds, huh?
1,800 calories. Sorry.
No, I know. I just sounded funny.
Yeah, I know. I did say pounds, didn't I? But instead I was eating, because I was paying attention to what I was eating, and I had a 500 calorie goal for meals and like 100 calories of popcorn at 3 p.m. is pretty much what I did. And I would, I had the 1,500 calories, and then I was going to the gym in the morning and burning like 400, 450. And I was doing the math and realizing, man, this is great. And I was losing a lot, but I was paying attention to it. And mostly what I was keeping was I was eating a lot less of the carbs and the sugars, and also not eating outside, like after dinner and different things like that. And that worked really well for me. So I just have to, the problem is it's kind of a pain to write it all down, which is why I've had trouble starting it. I did notice though, if I get off for like 4 or 5 days of the sugars and the sweets and stuff, then I don't think about them so much, and I can walk right past them and not even try to grab it at all. So that's what I kind of think would work for a lot of people too. So
SLBI, I also want to hear from anyone who's had experience with low dose naltrexone. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it actually helped me that much, but as I said at the time, I didn't have a doctor to help me, go up on it more, that type of thing. So I might try it again. Myra says, Tara, fibromyalgia, Lyme disease, lupus. I go to bed in pain and wake up in pain. Yep, that's pretty much the story of my life every day. Valley of the Badlands. We use diatomaceous earth to treat calves with extreme diarrhea. Great cure. We have used it when they get gippy guts, no issues. No idea what a gippy gut is, but I'll just take your word on it. Susan. Mike, have you tried putting cotton pads over your eyes to tape your eyes shut at night? He has tried every single thing.
Well,
we even $2,500 a month medication.
We didn't pay that for it, thankfully. But yes, I've tried different masks. I've tried like pads that I taped over there. At one point I got well, there's a mask that the doctor gave me I had to buy it from the doctor, but it was it looked like a bug eyes kind of plastic thing that was supposed to keep moisture in, and it got all steamy in there at night, but my eyes were super dry. And at one point I was just desperate, and I was looking online in forums for people talking about it, and I got Glad Press and Seal, and I molded it to my eyes, and then I put something over it, and then I taped it all with medical tape, because they were saying don't tape your eyelashes because they'll rip them out or something when you take the tape off. So I was doing stuff to not do the eyelashes. And even when I did that, the Glad Press and Seal and the other stuff, it was super sweaty underneath it, but my eyes were just as dry. And I have no idea. And one of the doctors, my normal eye doctor, sent me to a specialist in dry eye, and he was having me, put hot compresses on and kind of rub my eyes and try to get some. He said the tear ducts were maybe clogged, but that was a big process. And when I realized when I stopped the process, it was better than when I did the process. So
yeah, he's done eye masks, like 5 different eye masks. He's taped his eyes shut. He's tried castor oil. He's tried, 5 or 6 different eye drops, ointments, antibiotics.
Yeah, there's ointments that are really thick that you put in your eyes. And I was trying all these different things. And at some point I thought, I'm just going to go back down and then try one thing at a time. And what seems to work the best is really expensive eye drops in those little tubes that have kind of oil mixed in with them and stuff. I forgot the name. It's a refresh something with
the non-preservative ones.
I forgot what that oil is, but it's an oil. Yeah. And that and the heavy duty humidifier. I was just upset because the heavy duty humidifier I bought on Amazon failed in 90 days and I couldn't send it back. And there was no tech support. And I was just thinking, I think if I could get another one like that, it would help. That helped reduce it greatly. I still had the problem, but instead of being up a lot in the night, it was only up maybe once. And then when I get up in the morning, it was super dry too. That was the best thing. So I do wear an eye mask, Nancy, pretty regularly. And during the day, it's fine. It's only at night. That's the thing that I don't understand. I have to rehydrate them in the morning. And then after that, they're fine all day. And I think that was part of the confusion for them is I think that's why they thought maybe the eyes were open slightly because it only happens at night. I also found that if I have a fan or something, it makes it worse. So we use a fan for kind of white noise, and we switched over to a little white noise machine now.
So Shaby says they're having problems getting notified by YouTube that we're on. I don't know what to tell you. Nancy and Jan said that they both unsubscribed and then resubscribed. You might try that. YouTube just randomly unsubscribes people, and it just drives me crazy because it's a never-ending battle. So I'm sorry. Lisa, I've been doing 30 days of all kinds of stuff, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get me. Yeah, when she had me on those antibiotics, I was like, oh, man, this is making me sick. I did the best when I was really feeling good when I was doing the hyperbaric oxygen and the glutathione shots, but it didn't last. So I was feeling great. As long as I was doing those every day, I felt great, but it didn't last. So
Bounding the Badlands said, Tara, have you tried making Mike cry hard every day? She definitely tries.
Do I need to tell you I'm divorcing you every day? Do I need to serve you with divorce papers every day? Now, would that make you cry or would you be jumping for joy? That's the question. Connie says, happy birthday to Grandma. Thank you. I will tell her, dear Path Treasures, I know it doesn't work for everyone, but it did for me with little side effects. Yeah, it does. And Joyce says she lost 20 pounds without drugs. You can send me the next one.
I do think that's one of the takeaways is that it doesn't do the same thing for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I do think it's funny though when you see things that have side effects and they're like, side effects are this and this and this and this, and the serious side effect is death. If you have any of these serious side effects, call your doctor right away. And I'm like, but if you're dead, how does that work? Because they list death as the only serious side effect.
So I'll call if I have death for a serious side effect on one of these things.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too, because some of the drugs that I see advertised where they're like serious side effects are this and this and this and this and this and death. I look at what the medication is for, and I think that doesn't seem like a very serious problem to risk all these side effects for.
Valley Badland says that they need a heart option because we love you and your nonsense approach.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. My son, I don't know if I said this in one of the other ones, but we were coming home talking about a situation with someone that we know and them having a problem getting it together. And my son said, Mom, you really need to just be a counselor. I'm like, Jack, I don't know that people can handle Mom being a counselor because it would be okay, we got to play it. It would be just like, what was it called? You know, the sergeant dude.
It's Arlie.
It's what?
There's actually one that's not the. Does a drill sergeant?
Oh yeah, drill sergeant. Have you guys seen that?
Just try to drill sergeant.
Oh, here it is. Here, is this it? Oh wait, no, wait.
You have to be careful which
okay.
one. Actually, I don't know if we should do it on your computer because you're all hooked up.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Okay, so show this one because this would be me. This would exactly be me. This is so funny.
I think
for those of you who haven't seen it, but this would be so me.
Yeah, don't click that one. I clicked that one the other day and I regretted it.
Uh-oh.
Do we want to have this first part? Well, yeah.
No, you don't need to.
Okay, whoops. Except minus the sound effects from the show too. If I do it, they're going to hear us talking with that.
Okay, you're ruining the moment here, dear. Which one do I do? This one
right here? It's going to not work on yours either.
Why?
Oh, you can add it to.
Yeah.
I see.
Add it to the thing.
Yeah, that one. Sorry.
Oh, here we go.
Therapist.
Yeah, you should.
Oops. Is it? Can you hear the sound though?
Let me listen and see. Go for it.
15% or more on car insurance. Does a former drill sergeant make a terrible therapist?
And that's why yellow makes me sad, I think.
That's interesting.
Yeah, go back to the beginning. I think our sound might have been messed up.
Oh.
15% or more on car insurance. Does a former drill sergeant make a terrible therapist?
And that's why yellow makes me sad, I think.
That's interesting. You know what makes me sad? You do! Maybe we should chug on over to Mamby-Pamby land where maybe we can find some self-confidence for you, you jackwagon! Tissue? Cry, baby.
Geico. 15 minutes could save.
Oh, me, guys. Oh, my goodness. Would that just not be me?
That's like a totally Tara thing. Yes, yes, Tracy. Yes, Amazing Grace Ranch. We are live.
So, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's funny because my son's like, yeah, Mom, you know, can you do something?
What would you like me to do?
Stop that. Yeah, Mom, you just tell people what they need to know, but they just don't want to hear it. And I'm like, I know. But Anyway, yeah, it's
Donna says, I think I know the one. You know, it makes me sad. Yeah. And that's why yellow makes me sad, I think. Yeah, Tara's that kind of a counselor for sure. Get a grip. Get it together, people.
I found I think I'm going to start selling magnets. Have you guys seen these magnets? I'm going to sell these magnets. So
Sherry says, Tara, you're brutally honest.
Yeah,
Did you get the last one I
brutally.
sent you?
Brutally is the thing. So I'm going to start sharing these magnets here. Have you seen Dr. Now and all the quotes? So I think what I'm going to do is have those magnets, and I'm going to have get it together, people. The world needs more salt, people. That's a line straight from the pit of hell.
Yeah, Melissa says that was Arlie Ermy. He was in Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, he was really famous in a number of movies as a drill sergeant.
Yeah. Yeah. In the kitchen, Grandma says, my kids tell me, Mom, not everyone needs to hear your opinion. Oh, they probably need to hear your opinion. They probably just don't want to hear your opinion. Well, for me, the big thing is stop whining about all these things in your life when it's choices that you're making. Stop blaming all these things on your mental illnesses, on your depression, on your OCD, on your ADD, on your whatever else you've got. I don't know. What is it other people have now? So that's my big thing. And if you want to do the choices that you're going to make, then those are the consequences you're going to have. So wait for your mom. My kids never want to hear it unless things go wrong, and then they want to know why. I tried to tell you, kid. Yeah. Jan, has anybody tried keto? Yeah, I'm on keto. So it's, yeah. Basically, I eat a serving of berries a day, so I'm not totally keto, but I'm almost there. Oh, my life is so annoying when my work gets in the way of watching y'all. Well, thank you. You can go back and watch it later, so that's the good thing. Susan, have you checked the possibility of vitamin deficiencies causing his dry eyes? Yes, he's checked vitamins and diabetes, and he doesn't have both. Okay, next to Renee says, please pray for her grandson. He is having his 3rd brain surgery tomorrow. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine how difficult that is for you and his parents. So yes, we will. Lisa, the diet plan that helps me so much really helped my inflammation is a Trim Healthy Mama plan. Yeah, and I get it, but my goodness, to jump through all those hoops just to eat just seems absolutely ridiculous to me. I mean, I'm glad it's helped you, but you can't eat this with this. You can't eat that with that. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, Nancy says, I'm just coming in, so maybe this is already addressed. Had a relative who literally had very little energy when they found out their iron was low. Yes, I don't have low iron either. I did, but I've got that fixed. Donna loves our cookbooks. Thank you, Donna. They are on sale right now for 50% off if you buy the sets or 40% off if you buy the individual ones. Grab them right now for Mother's Day. Elizabeth says liquid IV is great for hiking. Yes.
I have some of that, and I got it largely for that reason. But I was surprised it's super, super thick, and I was not sure if I should water it down a little more because it was hard to drink it because it was so sweet.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead.
Brenda says she has volume 1, the red one, and she will be getting the rest when she gets her check at the beginning of the month. She loves both of our channels. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Wanda says, different subject. How do you uncrystallize honey in a quart jar? Do I have to do that each time? So I just put if it's in a glass jar, glass quart, then I just set it in boiling water or microwave it if you want, and it melts all the crystals. You do not have to do it every time, but it will recrystallize eventually. So you don't have to do it every time, but probably in 2 or 3, 4 months, you may have to do it again. And it's not going to hurt anything to keep warming it up over and over again. So it's fine. Brenda, my grandson got married on Good Friday. I gave them a copy of our Dining on a Dime cookbook. My new granddaughter was thrilled. She said she didn't know how to cook and was excited to get the book and start reading it. That is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought about on Super Easy Recipes, my other channel, just doing the basics of cooking, like just how to make pancakes and scrambled eggs and French toast and all that. The problem is those videos actually don't do very well. But with everything going on with the tariffs and all that kind of stuff and food prices and everything, I thought, people might start searching that again. So yeah, Lisa Grace, we have all 3 books and my daughter does too. We are both celiac and learn to convert all of the recipes. We love all 3. Thank you. This is my gluten-free edition if you guys need it. Can you send me the next one? So yeah.
Is that 6?
Private channel says try look into Dr. Tina Moore's version of microdosing. It's more aimed at people with chronic inflammation issues. I have to try that.
Okay. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, we're getting close to the end of the questions. So go ahead and post them and we will answer them.
Let's see. Oh, my weight gain. That's actually a good question on my weight gain. I'll answer that just a second here. Badly in the Badlands says I'd buy your magnets. Would you do bumper stickers too? I know. I should ask for Reed and Goalie if they can do magnets and bumper stickers.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll send a 20-pack to my brother to put on his refrigerator. Do you think my brother would like his sister lecturing him every day when he goes to the refrigerator?
Probably not.
Okay.
He would turn the magnet backwards. So he didn't have to see his sister telling him that.
Focus on Nice People says, I thought I had dry eyes, tried many things, and finally I was intolerant to light. Well, that's a new one. Okay. Is it better now?
I would be horrified if I became intolerant to light.
Yeah.
I love light.
Sherry says, please pray for me. I have bronchitis. It's worse for me than some people because she has asthma. Oh my goodness. Yes. We have family members who have asthma. So I totally feel for you for that.
One thing on the eye thing that I thought was also strange is I told my regular eye doctor, who's a friend of ours, Sue, I told him, I said, I would think if it was just dry eyes or if it was like the eyes being open just a hair or whatever, I would think that it would come on gradually. But literally, I went to him, got an eye exam, everything was fine. I went another week or two, everything was fine. I woke up one day and it's just like.
So surely it wasn't something he did when you had your eye exam, do you think?
No, it was 2 weeks later. But it was fine. And then suddenly it wasn't.
Focus on Nice People says Surgeon's syndrome.
Well, that is one thing that it could be. Although I think they still are producing. That's the thing. I've wondered about that though, because that's one thing that people talk about. But they are still producing. One of the eye doctors put the specialist place. They put these little paper things in my eyes to see how many tears I would create, and they said that this one, the nurse that put it in though, I said, "Oh, the paper fell out. It's on my face." She's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there in a minute." "Oh yeah, the paper fell out." So then she comes back in a little bit and she puts the paper in for a couple more seconds, and then after she checks it, she's like, "This one's dry." Like, but the paper wasn't in the whole time. She said, "It's fine," and so. The doctor said it looks like it's producing fine, but he said that it's got some gunk in there that I should, do some massaging of the eyelids and it comes out. But I was like, do I have to do that every day for the rest of my life? Wouldn't it get out of your eye and then you'd be normal again?
Yeah. So. TJ in Georgia says, what do you think was the cause of your weight gain to begin with? If it was food choices, how would you have chosen differently in hindsight to prevent it? It was not actually. What it was in 1991, when I was diagnosed for fibromyalgia, the thing that they were doing for people back then was putting them on amitriptyline. I went on amitriptyline. In 3 months, I had gained 50 pounds of weight. And it was so bad that my skin was breaking open and bleeding from where it was stretching so fast. So it was not my food choices. ever since then, I have never been able to get back down to that weight. Now, I have been able to get down about 15 to 20 pounds when, like I said before, they've put me on different antidepressants to help. They've put me on uppers to help. They've put me on painkillers like ADD type medicines. So whenever I'm on any of those medications that cause weight loss, I will lose it. But if I'm on anything that causes weight gain, I put it on literally overnight. It's just, so I have to be very careful on the medications that I don't take anything that causes me to gain weight, because it just is awful. So yeah, yes, I have the MTHFR gene too. I just take the B vitamins, but you have to make sure that it is specifically, it is, what is it called? It is called, hold on, let me look. You have to make sure it is, hold on, let me see if, okay. So it is, oh, shoot. Just Google the right B vitamins to take for MTHFR gene. It's like mycoclinabonapine or something like that. So just go Google it. And I just make sure when I get the B vitamins that that's the type of B vitamin it is. But if you Google it, you'll find it really easy. So yes, I do have the MTHFR gene, and I've been through all of that. I am on B vitamins, all of that. And so, yeah, Mike has done the warming eye mask also.
It's funny because, Gene, I didn't try. Have you tried doing an AI search for medical symptoms? I haven't. Although I have to think I'd have to come up with some kind of a prompt that was pretty extensive, because I think it would give me the basic stuff I've already tried. But I should mess around with that and see if I can come up with some answer that's better than that. I would love it if the AI would just go look at all the forums and kind of give me a summary of the stuff that's on there. Because I think when people talk about stuff in their forums, sometimes somebody figures out a solution that they're still not talking, the doctors just don't know about.
Yeah. Amazing Grace says making a raised bed hope it will help with her back issues. Yeah. I love raised beds. Arctic Cat says 1RX made me gain more than 60 pounds in 10 days and I can't get it off several years later. Yeah, I believe you. It's ridiculous. No, it's not menthol folate. Oh, brother. MTHFR gene, correct. B vitamin. Let me see. The one it's called, well, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it is that, but then there's another name for it, but just Google it and you can find it. Well, it's not coming up with what I'm looking for here, but if you Google it and research it, just look it up and it will tell you that correct thing. Isn't keto basically the same as the Atkins diets from the 80s? Yeah, that's all it is.
There's somebody asked me earlier if I had a vitamin deficiency. I forgot to mention. So when it first happened, it was like a lens fell out of my glasses and I couldn't see very well. And it turned out that one of my eyes had swollen up really big. And apparently the prescription had improved in that eye without glasses, but with the glasses, it just looked completely blurry. And so then he said, hey, you don't have diabetes, do you? And I said, I don't think so. So then I went down to a doctor, got a blood draw, and all my blood work was great, and I did not have diabetes. And then there was one other thing that, what was it? Oh, yeah, the vitamins. I did realize about the time it happened, I had switched from like expensive GNC vitamins to just Walmart, like I forgot, some standard kind of vitamins, because the doctors were saying, you don't really need the super expensive vitamins. You just need a regular multivitamin. So I tried switching back to the GNC ones and the expensive ones, and it didn't help. I'm still on them, but it didn't make the problem go away, sadly. So, and those are a lot of the vitamins. So I definitely don't have a deficiency.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, guys, while I'm looking for the comments, our Mother's Day sale is happening right now, 50% off our print books. If you buy the sets, 40% off if you buy the individual books. Livingonadime.com. We only do this twice a year, usually, unless we have an emergency situation or moving. But yeah. Laura, the keto diet started in 30s to help epileptics not have so many seizures. Yeah, what's funny is my great-grandmother was diabetic. And I got a big packet of her old cookbooks and recipes. And in there was the diabetic diet, was the keto diet from the 50s that they put her on. She was like 350 pounds and she never lost weight. But
think about my grandmother's book.
Yeah.
My grandmother was a registered nurse in the 40s and 50s. And at one point we found in her old stuff a book that said, eat healthy with lard.
Yeah.
So it's funny because lard has been unpopular, but I honestly think the issue in the book probably was that they were eating a normal amount of food.
Julie says, I think if most people remove the processed foods and focus on fruits, vegetables, and protein, they could easily maintain a somewhat normal weight. No, that's not true for everyone. And like I said, for 6 weeks, all I've had is fish, grain-free tortillas, cabbage, and blueberries, and an occasional apple. That's all I've had for 6 weeks. And I actually feel crappier than I have for a long time.
Did you see what Alabama had here? My sister was once prescribed a medication that had among the possible side effects gambling and promiscuity. Thank you. Thankfully, neither one happened. Oh, my. I guess it creates addictive tendencies.
I don't know. Grandma's so happy, says your cookbooks are the best. She has them and she gives them as gifts. Yes, and thank you everyone who gives them as gifts. We have many people who reorder all the time, and then they start giving them to friends and family. So thank you for that. Katie says mentholated. Yeah, it's methylated, but there's a specific name for it. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, yeah. So thyroid eye disease, aka TED.
Nobody's mentioned that one, but I can look it up and see. Bounty in the Badlands. I have not heard of Vitalux supplements for eye health, but I might look into that too.
Give it a try.
I'm kind of at the point of
try anything.
Being willing to try anything. Uh-oh. The crows are having a funeral out there. Yes! Hear it. So
is that them having a funeral?
I think so.
We have a crow problem, so here's what we did.
Well, last year there was a crow in one tree in front of the neighbor's house for a while. And then pretty soon all the crows started coming in and they were all over the place. And I looked online to see, and it said, yeah, don't engage them because they're smart and they know you're the problem and they'll come after you. And I don't mean like they'll just like try to poop on you and destroy things and cause all kinds of mayhem. And so I looked to see what they said, and people had different examples. But the one that I found that seemed to be the most effective was to put dead crow effigies out. And so I actually bought some like fake dead crows off of Amazon. And they said if you put one somewhere where they can all see it, then they come around and have a crow funeral. So they all scream and cry.
So they're all out there screaming right now
for a while, and then they all leave and they never come back. And so I got 2 of them and put them in 2 different places in the yard at the time, and I didn't ever hear a crow funeral, but they just all disappeared. And today I was in the garage shipping books, and I heard this crazy ruckus, and I realized that there was a crow trying to attack a bunch of smaller birds. And then the parents of the baby birds were over there just dive bombing the crow and going after it. But I know the crows are more, when they get in numbers, those little birds can't really fend them off anymore. So I went and put
now they're out there right now having a crow funeral.
I suddenly started thinking, what's going on? There's all kinds of crows screaming out there. And I think that they found the fake dead crow. And so I don't know. I didn't want to hurt them. They're smart birds and all that, and I understand that, but they kill all the cute little songbirds and little baby birds and little baby bunnies and everything. And I'd rather not have a whole bunch of crows and nothing else. All
Yeah.
the little cute things.
Dragon Fruit says, anyone talk about the prize-winning white chili right here, guys?
That is amazing
It
stuff.
is so good. I actually won first place at a chili cook-off with my white chili in here.
Yeah.
And the recipe is at livingonadime.com. You can go get it. Brenda, menthoblamenin B12. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Brenda is correct. That was what I was looking for. Lisa says, look for Fuchs dystrophy for your eyes. Well, add that one
Where's
to
that
the
one?
list.
Is that on the YouTube?
It's
or
on
Facebook?
YouTube.
Okay.
And Girl So Happy says, I need to try this with the crows. My son tells me the same thing, and don't get them mad. Yeah, apparently they'll start attacking you, and it's
Well,
been a
they'll-
problem for us, actually.
Well, it sounds like I've seen videos where people, when they kind of were being kind of yelling at them and doing stuff, and then the crows started like pooping on their car and dive bombing them when they're coming to their house and attacking them and doing all kinds of stuff. And I thought that's something I don't want to. I'm not afraid of them, but that would be really irritating. So I just looked and basically the thing with on Amazon, you can buy, they look like real crows and they're just dead. They're in the death position. And I just chuck one up on the roof and then I hang one kind of in another location a little further away on off of our fence. And it's funny, the first time I put them out, they say you should put it out at night because if they see you do it, they'll come after you because they think you're hurting one of them. But I put them out at night one night, and the next day there was no sound. One of them checked it out, and then they all were gone the next day, and they never came back. So I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they're really smart birds, and I guess some people kind of train them. They become like almost pets, and they bring them little gifts and stuff. But
Barbara wants to know, is Alfred Hitchcock officiating the funeral?
he might be.
Maybe we should go out and see.
But we have all sorts of, what are those cute little birds, the little gray and black ones?
Chickadees.
We have chickadees, and they're so sweet. And we have a lot of different kinds of birds. And lately we've had this, last couple of days, there's this little baby bunny
On the deck.
comes up on the deck and it's looking all around and doing stuff. And it's probably it's really small. How big do you think it is?
Oh, he's
Size
like
of-
this big, yeah.
He's just a cute little dude. But anyway, I just think the crows would come and ravage all the animals.
The rabbit made a nest in my garden planter, and I don't know why there's only one baby bunny left, but there's only one, and I don't see mom around anywhere, although who knows, maybe any of the rabbits around here could be. But I'm getting ready to start my fight for my garden. You're gonna see me being Beatrice Potter, whoever it was, fighting the rabbits. I gotta come up with some sort of fencing, because last year I would put plants out and they would just be gone the next morning. I'm just like, seriously? So all the birds ate the seeds, and then I put the little plants out, and then the rabbits ate the plants, and I was just like, yeah. So Jennifer says, I admire how fast you chop things up. Eyeball measurements a cook. I'm not as fast as you, but I'm learning and I'll get there. Your cookbooks have taught me so much. Thank you, Jennifer. I just do not have time to waste. So I learned how to do it quick, and I just don't have the energy to do it. Thankfully, I have a wonderful dishwasher at my house. My children do dishes also, which helps a lot. So I thank you, my dear. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Shall I smother you with kisses as a thank you?
Yep.
So anyway,
There's a guy that I know who, when I first met him, his personality is a little different, and I didn't like him. And I've kind of come to like him a little more over time. But the other day I saw him treating his wife extra nice, and I was like, oh, you might be a nice guy after all. So it's kind of funny. You can see those things. And
have I considered building a walled garden? No, I won't be able to do a walled garden. We just got too much that we would be able to wall it in. I think I found some free, what's it called? It's lattice, but it's the really close lattice. So I found some free lattice, and I think I'm going to cut those sheets into, I think it's 4 feet wide. So I'm going to cut them in half. And I think I'm going to put those around the garden, and it will at least keep the rabbits out. It won't keep the deer out, but it'll at least keep the rabbits out. So I think that's my next try. Oh, Peter Rabbit. That's who it was. Peter Rabbit. That's what I'm going to try next. So
Interesting. Angela says, I was on Zepbound for 3 months, lost 32 pounds, had dumping syndrome, not sure what that is, and eyesight issues from lack of nutrients being absorbed. Because remember I said I felt like my dry thing was getting worse? I was wondering if it was, I mean, we were on semaglutide and Zepbound is tirzepatide, but they're basically related. So I kind of wondered if it could be causing something connection to that.
yeah. James No More says, deer wiped out 60 tomato plants overnight. Must have been a big group, not planning this year. I know. I'm going back and forth. I have to make a decision in 4 weeks if I'm going to plant a vegetable garden or not. Mike very nicely has volunteered to put up a fence for me, but then I've been held out 3 years in a row. So I'm like, well, I've been held out more years than that, actually, but I don't know what to do. I keep going back and forth and trying to decide. I'm just not sure what to do.
I know it's kind of weird, but I was a little concerned because where we would put the fence would kind of wall off this one spot that's like the deer's favorite place to go and sleep under the trees.
No, because I'm putting it on this side of the trees.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to put it.
He does not listen to me.
I do listen to you, but you told me that you were going to put it on the back corner of the garage to the side of the house.
No, not the back corner of the garage. The side of the house in front of the trees.
So you're going to cut it the yard right in the middle?
Yeah.
You're going to put a fence right in the middle of the yard?
Yep.
Okay. That's why I didn't understand, because that's not something anyone else would ever do.
I know, but they're eating all my stuff. What am I supposed to do? That's why I was doing the temporary fence. Then we can take it down in the winter and they can come clean the garden for me in the winter. But in the summer, I can keep them out, hopefully. I don't know that that would actually work. Greenhouse, yes. I mean, we could build a greenhouse, but for the probably $1,000 it would cost to build a greenhouse, it would definitely just be a hobby for me.
But that wouldn't be to keep the plants all season, right? The greenhouse would just be to start them.
Yeah, but I could keep lettuce and stuff in there and radishes.
Oh,
I could grow cool weather crops in there like lettuce and radishes and snow peas. I could grow those all year. And honestly, just the snow peas and radishes alone, well, even the lettuce, it might pay for itself. I got something in my eye there because I'm sure it would pay for itself.
I told
And then
you
if we did a
have to
video for
justify it.
YouTube, then if we did a YouTube video, we can take all the supplies off on our taxes too. See how that works? It's a business expense. So yeah, I've tried soap and everything. I do use blood meal and what was the other thing? Rotten egg and blood meal. I do spray those on every few days, but even at that, like I'll miss one day and forget or something, and then they'll come in and wipe it out. And the other bad thing I have is earwigs are really bad. So got me my pesticides and I'm killing those puppies this year from the beginning. So yeah, Amazing Grace says we have 6 does and 2 bucks here, but they don't bother my garden. Wow. Amazing Grace, did you try Human Heritage to turn them? I have not. You know why? Do you know why I haven't tried that? Because I remember your grandma doing that for the birds. And I don't know why, but for some reason that mildly traumatized me. His grandma was a very interesting person.
I still have to think that those yellow flowers that they had around the gardens when we bought the house, the ones you didn't like.
All the black-eyed Susans?
I think they were keeping the deer off the other flowers.
I know, but I still have them.
But all the way around the garden? I don't recall that. Oh.
Except for this one little section right here, but all the rest of the garden, I still have hundreds of them. As a matter of fact, I was getting ready to start selling them in a couple of weeks. But Jana Moore says, neighbor dogs are no help scaring off critters. I'm allergic to dogs, plus they eat me out of house and home. Yep. Haley says, electric poultry netting keep deer out of mine, but not the rabbits. I use row covers to keep the rabbits out. Yeah. I could do that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm frustrated and tired, and I was transplanting some of my starts today into bigger pots, thinking, am I doing all this for nothing? And then they're just going to get eaten by the rabbits. I don't know. Anyway, trying not to get frustrated, but yeah. Guys, our Mother's Day sale is happening right now. 50% off our print books if you buy the sets. Individually, 40% off right now for Mother's Day. Maisie Grace, you should be able to have geraniums. Yes, but they actually were one thing that they weren't eating was the geraniums, but they're kind of expensive, so...
We are planning to have some more shows this week, right?
Yes. So we're going to try and do a live show every day this week. I can't promise, but we're going to try. We'll see how we're feeling. So be watching for that, guys. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. We will see you guys maybe tomorrow. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good to see you.